boom, boom. I think it's working. I don't know if that. Did you guys hear the audio for the music?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything. That was
Yeah, I
weird.
hear the music and the humongous pause that happens right as soon as the music ends. I hear that every week.
Oh man, I don't know what happened there. I usually can hear the intro playing, but for some reason it went out. So I was just like worried. I was like, oh shit, maybe we lost it. Welcome everyone to the Wednesday night live show with myself, Mr. Tim, not related to Taylor Swift, and Michelle. Michelle living in paradise over there. She's probably not getting hammered by rain. Tim, you getting a lot of rain, Tim?
What's that now?
Have you been getting a lot of rain?
No, we had a little bit this morning. It's been actually pretty freaking nice as of late. We had a little spin, we had a little run, but it's been kind of nice. Well, when Elena and I went to the Renaissance Fair a week or so ago, it poured on our way there, and we thought our whole adventure was going to be ruined because it was the fall version of the Renaissance Fair. So we did the spring going towards summer version, which is like during the day. It's like an all day kind of thing. And it's kind of hot. But then in the fall, they do like a 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. kind of thing. So it was, but nice. It poured. Now, granted, we walked through a lot of mud and slippery kind of terrain. It was still well worth it. And it turned out to be a very nice, cool fall afternoon. It was off.
Yeah. Good. Nice. Good. Yeah. Nice. Welcome everyone out there in chat. I hate to tell you this, but Bud canceled last minute, so we do not have our guest from Bud's House of Vape in where is that? Colorado. So you're going to live with us. We're going to entertain you for the next 1 hour, and I think we do a pretty good job of it. We have got a lot. I want to say we got a lot, but we have a few articles. We're going to touch on the THC ban. That's the big one that changed here in the last minute. Again, another one of those late midnight let's squeeze this shit through, and hopefully everyone is sleeping and nobody knows what's going on, Tim.
Till it's too late.
Yeah, exactly.
You wake up and it's like, no tea. What? Yeah. And I, before we even get into that article, I was glad that a couple of Republicans stepped up and tried to put a little stop to that. One being the great governor of the state of Florida there, Mr. Ted Cruz, jumped in there and tried to save that and get that taken out, but to no avail. So it's going to be interesting because I know a lot of people that use some of those products and not to get high, but to feel better with arthritis and other things. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all works out. We'll get into that article. I'm kind of curious if this is a all over federal ban, or are they? Yeah, Tim, you have any idea?
I threw this to our private kind of Facebook chat before, and I had heard about it that day, and I was like, well, what exactly does that mean? And I think you have to kind of look into the nuance of the language, and it basically addressed unregulated products, much like we're in the unregulated space. And so they like to say, well, all that shit is illegal, and they kind of twist the language. There are legal products that are out on the shelves. And I think what they're trying to quell is maybe sort of that, hey, we created this farm bill that kind of left a big loophole open for you guys to basically just be the wild fucking West, and fuck it, make it look like Flintstones vitamins and put 200 milligrams in each friggin' thing. And people can go get what they want. And so they kind of realized the error in their ways. Does it mean that people aren't going to be able to get what they want medically? I don't think it's going to affect them. I do think that there's going to be a major cull of some of the things that people could kind of stroll into CBD shops and things like that, and just kind of like get some crazy
that's what
shit.
It seems like it's going to affect is the CBD market and how much THC they can actually put in their product is where it's coming down to. And I think they're trying to limit and pretty much zero THC in any of the CBD products, which science has proven those two things very well for people that have certain ailments. So it's going to be interesting how that all works out. But let's swing over to Mr. Tim Swift.
Sure.
The resident rocker. By the way, I want to thank you for last Monday. That was awesome. Everyone had enjoyed having you.
Did you guys make it to the end? We were getting concerned. It was like we were an hour and a half in, and we were like, we didn't even get to the heavy metal and the rock category, which would have been the home run category for both of us. Yeah. And we managed to shuffle through hip hop and rap and classical and jazz and forget the other one now.
Yeah, everybody had a good time. They loved seeing your wife on the show and having your knowledge, both of your guys' knowledge on music. And I think you blew Bob away with your Huckleberry Finn or whatever. I can't remember his name.
Engelbert Humperdinck.
Engelbert Humperdinck. He's like, Tim.
I like Engelbert.
He's
like, Tim's got some music knowledge. I go, yeah, Tim was forced as a child to listen to that stuff.
Yeah, I got strapped to a couch and Dad's 2 gin and tonics and
Come here, Tim.
was made to listen to stuff.
We were thrown in the back of a Volkswagen bus and made to listen to it to and from school. I mean, we had no choice.
Yeah, you had no choice. Yeah, the 8-track went in, and that was game on.
Well, it was those touching father-son moments.
Hell yeah!
Where in his head he was like, I'm gonna turn him on to the music that I dig, and he's gonna like it just as much. And then I'm sitting there, and in my head, I'm like, this is some old crusty shit.
Yeah,
I want something new.
Nothing to do with it.
Oh yeah. But before we ask you how your week is, do you ever feel like you want to grab that album and listen to it? You just for to
I'll
bring
say
back
this much,
a little bit of that memory.
Yeah, I mean, I won't run to like YouTube or Spotify to put it on, but like I would love. And I'm certainly not wishing anything on my father at all, but I'm saying, but when the day comes that I actually have to inherit some physical things, I would certainly be the one to jump on board of grabbing his turntable and grabbing a big piece of his vinyl collection so that I could once again put on that Tony and Orlando and Dawn album, tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree, and just sort of reminisce those moments. That was our, that proverbial, thing about, where like, people read by candlelight, but the family sat around, and that was that moment for my family, and so we sat around and we listened to those things, and so they absolutely have a very ingrained, cherished memory in my mind. Now, will I go out and buy Tony Orlando's entire library and collection? Fuck no, I'm not doing that.
No, I can't help it. It's like, for me, Dolly Parton was my dad's. That was his girl. That was his music. And he, if he wasn't listening to Italian music, it was Dolly. And I have a crazy Dolly record collection. And every now and then I hear a Dolly song, can't help it. I'm like, I picture my dad smiling, and my mom just grinning like, Dolly.
That's what I call a cameo moment for your dad.
Dad's smiling, Dolly, and my mom's just,
oh, my dad loved Dolly Parton. And I'm sure my mom was over there in the corner, like super angry and cross-armed looking at him. Like, we know why you bought that album, Dad.
Yeah.
You don't really. That's like saying you read. You look at Penthouse for the articles
and the jokes and the jokes.
Yeah, like all the content, all the literary content in those magazines was exactly why I looked at them as a kid.
Oh man, Timmy, how's your week going, buddy?
It's going well. I would say Elena and I, bar the fact that we joined John and the boys for the I forget what the name of the show
Afternoon
is.
Delight
Afternoon Delight, and we talked a lot of music, which we enjoyed very much. Most of our time, despite running around and going out and doing a few things here and there, we haven't really got into the big celebration yet. We've been focusing on Christmas here at the house. Yeah, so I think we've been at home now about 14.3 times in the last.
Is this her first Christmas here?
No.
Right?
No. This will be her third Christmas here.
Okay, yeah.
The first Christmas was in the transitory period, and when I didn't need, it was just me and the dogs before that, so I just had this little 3.5 foot tree, kind of like a Charlie Brown tree. Because there was nobody here celebrating with me. I didn't have a ton of gifts under, so I had a kind of a commemorative sort of tree. And then our first official Christmas last year, we went for broke, so we ended up getting 2 Christmas trees. And we put a big one up in the great room right here, and then we did one in the front living room because I kind of have 2 living room spaces. And then I was a little bothered, and my OCD was getting to me, and so we went out and bought a third tree this year. Not so that we could, at this point, have the third tree up and running, but I wanted a more slimmer tree for the front living room because the other one was too big to the point we had to kind of shift some of the furniture to make space for it. So I was like, no, I want to be able to leave the room in its natural configuration and put a more slender tree in there. So now we have 2 beautiful trees up and running, lit, decorated. Mantle is decorated. We got a garland for the banister. We got stockings for us and the dogs. We got the whole 9. So it's been a Christmas spirit adventure for last week and a half or so.
Good for you. Good for you.
Nice.
I'm kind of domestic. You guys think I live some rock star life?
No.
We're kind of domestic too.
So. Yeah. Christmas is always a special moment. So. And you get to enjoy it, put the stockings up and decorate. But you have HOA to deal with, so nothing.
Yeah, and get this one though. So our annual HOA board meeting with the communities coming up in December, and I won't be able to make it because I unfortunately double booked myself. So the night I'm supposed to be standing in front of a bunch of questioning neighbors, I guess you want to call it that. They're not bad. They just have general questions to answer. It's not like what most people think, and like everybody's chewing each other's heads off. He leaves his car on the street. It's not like that. No, it's pretty calm for the most part. But I won't be able to be there. So the VP of the community is going to pick up the duty on that, and Elena and I are going to go see the Wizards of Winter, which is sort of a lower, like the budget version of TSO.
Yeah,
but we're gonna go see I already got tickets for TSO as well. So we got 2. We got 2 Christmas adventures coming up for music and all that. So I will share my experience with that.
Christmas music. I mean, there's, I used to. I'm with you guys. I used to drive me nuts here, but now I can't hate it because my granddaughters are just walking around singing Christmas. It started like last month, the end of last month. They started singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and all these other songs, and I'm just like, okay, I guess I got it. It's like the Taylor Swift thing. I hate Taylor Swift, but the fact that they were going around singing "Shake It Off," it got stuck in my head. So it's like absolutely the only song I know from her. Michelle, how's your
humbug?
your Florida Christmas?
No, I don't even know if I'm going to put a tree up this year.
Oh, get a little one. Get a little one. Get a little one.
What I thought about doing is I have a 7.5 foot tree, which is small for what I normally get, but I do have one, and it's in a box. And I've thought about it breaks down into three sections. And I thought about taking the first section and just putting it up,
Yeah.
But I don't even know if I'm going to do that. I'm so busy right now, and
yeah. I got one of those little tiny ones. I
had 3 of those at one time. I honestly did. I had 3 because we moved so much, that I had them little ones that I could just pop and go. Just pop it and pull it out, stick it up, and I was set.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm not even interested in seeing family right now. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, bah humbug this year.
Hey, Tim, we got to cheer her up. Tim, we got to cheer her up.
It's not that I'm in a bad mood. I'm just.
Timmy, you ready, Timmy?
Yes.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
I forget the words already right now.
It's working. Come on. No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm really having a good time. So one way or the other.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any difference. I mean.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I'm in the mood. I just don't want to go through it all.
There you go. Let your heart be light. I found the lyrics, Tim. Did you find the lyrics, Tim?
No. I'll Google that.
No.
I'm okay though. I really am. I'm fine.
Yeah. No. It's just like the song. It's a wonderful time of the year.
Well, it's kind of hard when you live in Florida though, because you don't have snow. I'm
just
sitting
like
here and I'm sweating, and I've gotten hardly any clothes on. I've got shorts, flip flops, and I'm still sweating because my hair's down, and it's not really. It didn't feel like Christmas.
Yeah, Michelle. The first year we moved here to California from Philadelphia, that first December. It was 78 degrees. I looked at my mom. I was like, "This is Christmas." And it was from South Philly, so we always had snow. We had something, Yeah. And I was like, "It's 79 degrees outside. What are we doing here?"
Those are great Christmases, though. To me, I love that. But on the other hand, after living in the snow and all for a while, it's different when you have it and then you don't have it, and
I haven't had, and I'm kind of curious. All 3 of us, I haven't seen snow on Christmas Day since 1979.
Oh my goodness! For me,
Tim?
I guess it was.
Yeah, Michelle.
Go ahead, Tim.
What's the question?
When's the last time you woke up to snow on Christmas Day?
Good God, I can't even remember. Well, I mean, I can't remember the last time it actually happened. I was probably very small, very little. I mean, it was Northern Virginia where the assumption is that, it was cold. It was the perfect weather for Christmas, and maybe just maybe Northern Virginia had more snow than other places. But I remember sometimes in Virginia, it'd be like 65 degrees out on Christmas Day. So not to say that we were like California or anything, but it's been a long time.
Hey, Michelle?
For me, it was probably about 10 years ago when I was in Indianapolis, so North Indy. And it was, I'm sure that's when it was, because it was like minus 22 or something at night. And it got to a high of like minus 14 the next week, the whole day. And to me, where it doesn't even get frozen, it doesn't freeze, but maybe twice a year, maybe.
That's cold, man.
Oh man, it ate me up, and it was like, that's enough. I told my husband at the time, I said, you stay up here, fine, but if you take another job up here, adios. I don't want to see it.
Yeah, no shit. Like 15 years ago when I still did smoke, my ex-father-in-law bought some property in Klamath Falls, and he bought 20 acres on top of a mountain. He had it leveled and he put it in Oregon. Where is that? Okay. Oregon.
Okay.
And he had it flattened out. He put a beautiful house up there, and he's all by himself. And before the house was done, he had a single wide, or whatever. And it was the middle of the night, dead of winter, and I decided to go outside to smoke my cigarette. It was so cold that my cigarette kept going out. I had to keep relighting the damn thing because it was just so damn cold. I was like, nope, again, nope.
Yeah, I hate it when my earlobes, my ear rings freeze in my ears. Yeah, and I can't even move them. No, that's too cold.
yeah, Robert, we know that it's summer over there. We know.
Yeah, well, that's kind of unfair, to them. They've had all their lives. They've had to get used to that sort of alternative Christmas situation, but they still celebrate over there. I mean, you got to bring the spirit as much as you can, even if you got to bring in a couple snow machines, which they over there would melt by the time it actually come out of the snow machine. But you paint up the windows, you put up the Christmas trees, you do all that. I mean, think about people that live in, like Michelle in Florida. Think about people live in southern parts of Texas. Yeah. Even Southern California can be
can get pretty.
So you do what you can.
Yeah, Timmy, say hello to people out there.
I will. People have been very together and chatting and commiserating. Everyone's been commiserating.
Add a little Christmas joy to it.
Add a little ho ho ho, and welcome to this week's edition of the Wednesday Night Live Sit on Santa's Lap edition. I don't know. You know what Santa? Well, I was going to say, you know what Santa says when you sit on his lap. He goes, "Hey, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Wednesday Night Live show." Now that's 2 introductions for the show this week. Let's say hi to the beautiful people in the chat. Hold on, I got to train my 57-year-old eyes on that one. I didn't want to say it wrong because I almost got like exuberantly excited for a minute, but I'll explain in a second. We got Robert, not on a billboard lawyer, in the house. Good to see you, Robert. Welcome to the show. And then I thought for like a second or two, but I had to look a little bit closer. I thought the username was Mango 100, and I was going to be like, "You're my favorite viewer on the show ever," with that screen name, but it's Mongo 100. So I don't know how to slide a middle one. I said Mongo, not Mango 100, is on the show with us tonight. Good to see you, Mongo. Welcome to the show. Who else we got in here? I know I saw some other people in here. We got Land of the Lost, World of JJ. Welcome back to the show. I haven't seen you in a while, dude. How you been? Good to see you back here on the show. Who else we got in here? We got James, the resident pirate, in the house. G'day, mate. G'day, mate. You know my 2 favorite words in Aussie, 14, 15. I don't know why, because you guys make it. Don't you? You say it differently. We say 14, 15. You go 14, 15. I don't know, mate. Could be 14 or 15. Anyway, I just love saying 14 and 15. I
love their accent, period.
We got Don Shirako Ayako in the house. Good to see you, Don. Welcome to the show. Don wishes he still lived in Florida, Michelle. So you're not alone. It's okay. We got Steve, the Emoji King Tottenham, in the house. Good to see you, Steve. Welcome to the show. It's going to be a really big show. I want to do that. Look, for all the old heads on the show, people that grew up in our time of television, if anyone remembers Lancelot Link, does anybody remember the TV show Lancelot Link with the monkeys?
The monkey.
And they had Mara Harry and the Baron. They had Lancelot Link, but they had a guy who mimicked the Ed Sullivan, and he was like, "It's going to be a really big shoe," and he would spin around really fast. Anyway, go look up Lancelot Link. You'll thank me later. It was the cooler Planet of the Apes show. And there's Bob, the Music Man Sharp, is in the house.
Is he?
See, he even said Lancelot Link. Bob's like, "Oh my God, Tim's pulling out all the stops with all this old shit." Welcome to the show. And I missed one. I apologize. We got the Swiss Vapor in the house. Swiss Vapor. Yes. The Swiss watch Vapor is in the house. Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Because you know why? Because they know what time it is. It's time to vape, everybody. Everybody take a
should I grab my vape? Yeah, I'll grab it, man.
Exactly. Welcome to the he said he remembered watching them. Oh, the monkeys was there. Yes. God, I wonder where the Swiss Vapor is watching the show from. Anyone want to take a stab?
I'm thinking somewhere in Switzerland.
God, I don't know. It would, you'd think they'd put it in their username or something to give it away. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe it's up in the Alps.
Good answer. Yeah.
And the only song that has no copyright infringements, just for Michelle, just a few minutes of it for her to cheer up.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yeah. You know, I was shocked.
Thank you.
Yeah. I was shocked to see that many of the Christmas songs have copyright infringements on them.
You know, there's one album that I really loved growing up, and I would listen to that thing if I had it now, and it was all just like that. It was all like a bunch of kids singing, and you could hear them laughing in the background. You know, it was fun.
Just for you guys out there, if you need any Christmas songs that have no copyrights, that would be Jingle Bells, Deck the Halls, Silent Night, and Wish You a Merry Christmas. Those are your songs that you can play without getting a strike.
Rudolph is no, right?
And if all else fails, just go right to Happy Birthday.
Yeah, Happy Birthday. And be careful with Happy Birthday, because if it's Eddie Van Halen playing on the guitar, you will get a strike. You will get a strike.
What is this world?
I don't know how they know it's Eddie, but yeah. Timmy, you want to jump right into our first article there for the peoples
Absolutely. We'd love to jump right into that article. I'm still kind of getting used to the Instagram version of our live stream.
Yeah, it's kind of cool though.
I'm trying to put my face inside.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But I lean over to talk into my mic, so if I don't need to, you guys can tell me don't do that, Tim. Hold on. The Hill. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, when you think a lawmakers could be doing something actually useful, sometimes this is the shit that
you're pushing your luck.
All right, let me make it a little bit bigger for the people in the back here. Hold on one second.
That's what she said.
I'm already at 125. Good Lord, look, what is that stuff? Oh my God.
Oh.
That's that pot. That's that pot they talk about.
Devil's lettuce.
All right, it's the devil's lettuce. All right, okay. So the federal THC ban sends hemp companies scrambling. This was effectively the article that I was sharing with everybody in the private. So the hemp industry is scrambling to stave off what representatives are saying could be an extinction level event engineered by Republicans in Congress. The Senate late Monday passed a funding package that would reopen the government and fund the Department of Agriculture and the Food and Drug Administration. Tucked into the funding bill is a provision that would recriminalize many of the intoxicating hemp-derived products that were legalized by the 2018 Farm Bill. Senator Rand Paul waged a last-minute fight to try to keep the provision out, threatening to drag out the process of debating the underlying bill until he got a vote on an amendment to strip the language. He got the vote Monday. Paul and Senator Ted Cruz were the only Republicans who voted in favor. Excuse me. The bill, as it now stands, overrides the regulatory frameworks of several states, cancels the collective decisions of hemp consumers, and destroys the livelihoods of hemp farmers. Paul said on the floor ahead of the vote, and it could come at a worse time for America's farmers. Times are tough for our farmers. I'm going to pause right there because, you know, there could be a lot of people that given this exact thing, you know, may have some agreements and some very strong disagreements with everything that's gone down. But this is just another case of like, okay, if they come for that and they take that, what's going to stop them from coming for this or that, or take this or take that? So pay close attention to all this, you know, all these things. So where you think that you're protected, you know, you're maybe not always safe. The provision prevents the unregulated sale of intoxicating hemp-based or hemp-derived products, including Delta 8, from being sold online in gas stations and corner stores while preserving non-intoxicating CBD and industrial hemp products. So if you're getting the basic CBD stuff for anxiety or relaxation, like the stuff, like the CBD products that we started learning about,
right,
when CBD kind of started to become like this popular kind of panacea for particular things. So they're not taking that stuff off the shelf because they don't have any of the psychoactive components. The proposal was first included in the House's funding bill for the Department of Agriculture, but it was removed from the Senate version of the summer following a disagreement between Paul and his fellow Kentucky Republican Senator Mitch McConnell. Did he even have any cognitive awareness of what he was arguing for or against? I don't know. That guy seemed like he kind of way off in left field.
He's out there.
Yep. Hemp industry representatives and lobbyists have spent months campaigning against the language. Many said they were caught by surprise when the funding bill text was unveiled on Sunday. But isn't this how it always goes, right? These omnibus, multi-bill legislative packages, which are just so unfair because people are under duress to get government reopened, get federal programs back on track, to get people paid, all this other stuff. So there's typically some good stuff that needs to happen to get that to stop. But then they throw this crap in, and then this is what stalls it. This is exactly why the negotiating goes back and forth for days and weeks on end, because of all this pork.
Real quick, hold on, Tim. Oh, you're coughing anyway. Hold on. We're having issues with Facebook. So if you're watching the show on Facebook, why am I even? Doesn't matter. It's not working. It's something happened on Facebook and Instagram, but I got Instagram back up and running. So if you're watching and you can still hear this and you're having issues on Facebook, swing on over to X or the Zamplebox YouTube channel or Instagram. All right, Tim.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I know there was a lot of hacking that happened the other day on some of the group page or on some of the social media pages. I think X and Facebook and another big social media thing got hacked. Go ahead, Tim.
Did I? Yes. Okay. Hemp industry representatives and lobbyists have spent months campaigning against the language. Many said they were caught. Oh, I read that. McConnell was a champion of legalizing hemp in the 2018 Farm Bill, but he's since soured on what he says is a loophole that companies use to take legal amounts of THC, and I'm not going to say that, from hemp and turn it into intoxicating substances, tetrahydrocannabinol. Tetrahydrocannabinol.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I mean, I get it, right? So, I mean, he yeah, like, do we need 200 milligram gummies on the market? And ironically, there are some people that need stuff like that. Like I had a friend who had a daughter who had these dramatic seizures, like, just it affected her life tremendously, to the point where she was, somewhat kind of socially crippled. Like, there were some really bad times with these seizures. And so one way that helped was these 175 milligram gummies to calm her brain down. And that helped. So I believe that there are candidates for certain things. Whether or not everybody needs it across the board is questionable. The industry is largely unregulated, they argue, and Congress in 2018 failed to distinguish between intoxicating and non-intoxicating hemp products, such as THC products. As such, THC products are widely available for sale on store shelves. The new language, McConnell said, will keep the dangerous products out of the hands of children while preserving the hemp industry for farmers. The House is scheduled to take up the funding bill as early as Wednesday. If it passes, industry groups said that nearly $30 billion legal hemp market, language is a little off there, $30 billion legal hemp market will disappear. So it sounds a little similar.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of similarities here, if that's what you if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah, I mean, it for me, it's just like, the unregulated part. I know we've heard horror stories about how a lot of this product's made in, I don't know, shady places, and they're not really sure on how many. A cookie can say it has 200 milligrams of THC, but they can't guarantee it. I don't even know if that's high or low, but it could say 50 milligrams of THC, but their mixing process and the way it's made and designed and packaged, that single cookie can maybe have 500 milligrams of THC. It's just the process is not regulated to the way that it should be with all our foods, right? I mean, we know exactly how much is in each one of our whatever we're eating. And I think that's one of the issues I think they were having with the THC is who's making it, how it's made, how it's packaged, and how it's regulated to make sure that if the package says 25 milligrams of THC in each cookie, then there's 25 milligrams, and not one cookie may have 600 and cause someone to do something really stupid, like in Colorado where the kid thought he was Superman and jumped off the balcony and killed himself, because he had ate a I think it was a gummy or a cookie that had 100 times more THC in it than it should have been in the cookie. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Michelle?
Well, I tend to look at it as a wife and a cook. I mean, I put all kinds of ingredients in my stuff, and is it ever the same?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I don't cook with measurements. I cook
No.
with
You're like
mood.
my mom, a pinch. What the fuck is a pinch, Mom?
Exactly, but you learn. You learn how to do it, and it never turns out the same, but it's always good. I mean, it doesn't have a problem with it. So I have kind of an issue with that, but then I think about the like medicines and things, and of course I want to know exactly how much is in that, but.
Yeah, yeah, I love
a
pinch. Really what's the other one? A smidge. What the fuck is a smidge?
It's a dash. A dash.
Yeah,
a
what's
pinch,
a dash?
A
smidge. Just a smidge of that, right?
I mean, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, but
depends on how liberal you are in your cooking. I think.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Hey, I'm Cajun, so anything goes.
A pinch is completely subjective.
Yeah,
one person's pinch is not another person's pinch.
Yeah, exactly. I got big hands, so a pinch can be like 2 tablespoons compared to your 1 tablespoon.
Be like a cup and a half. You never know.
Try anyone out there that's having to try to read their mom's cookbooks that they have created, and to make matters even worse, it's in Italian. And she still uses the word pinch in there, and I'm like, okay, a pinch of what, man? No, it can be dangerous. And I mean, I'm not, but my problem is and it's not just for this THC and CBD and vaping. They like to go in there, set these regulations, but don't have a way to fix it. Like there's no, if you guys do this, maybe we'll agree to that. There's no give here. It's always just the doors being slammed shut. And I don't know if this happens with other products through the FDA. I'm assuming it doesn't, because we have some drugs that are out there that, a 30-second commercial is 25 seconds of side effects. And then, maybe the last 3 or 4 seconds is like, yeah, this is a great product, so, I mean, that's what it seems like we're at with when it comes to politicians. It's like, yes or no. And that's it. There's no, hey, if you guys want this, we want you guys to have this kind of lab, this kind of measurement system, this kind of understanding that the consumer is getting what they're getting. But we don't get that. And I don't understand. You know where I'm going with that, Tim? It's like we don't have an opening to make matters better. It's always just the door slammed shut.
Well, right. I mean, that's the element that seems to repeat itself is it comes down to, in the eyes of the people who have the power to permit or not permit something, it's either a intrinsically good or bad thing, right? Either it's okay or it's not okay. And if there is some middle ground there to be hashed out, like, okay, it's good. Like I think James, who was it? Was it James that just said that he depends? Yeah, he depends on it for his chronic pain. He swears by THC for his chronic pain. So there are benefits in that product that work for people.
Right.
It's when where things get sketchy is when it's, dare I say, bastardized or something, but when it's taken to an extreme and you start pushing the limits with it more and more. I mean, let's take the case of the caffeinated lemonades at Panera, right? And these people who had conditions were adversely reacting to these caffeinated lemonades that were like pushing the limit of caffeine in a refresher type of drink. And they even warned you, like, hey, there's this much in it. And either people were neglecting to read, but then there are those who welcome that sort of that's not even a word. Where it's like it's taken to a limit where it's like, yeah, maybe that's just a bit too much to have out on the market. The door is open for us to kind of get into a space where if the benefit of that particular product may be more detrimental than that, you could probably find a strength that works for you,
right,
something like that. And we don't get that opportunity on either side to sit down and go, hey, we get it. All right, all right, you're right. Maybe it's gotten taken a little too far. But can we talk about how we find a happy place so that we can have these things on the market and they fit what an agreement with you,
we don't get that, and we don't get it with vaping. And they've never sat down at the table with us and said, okay, look, this is our problem. You know what it is. We're worried about children and vaping and this becoming another addiction other than cigarettes. Okay, these are your complaints. What can we do? Would it help if we lowered the milligrams? Would it help if we go down to 25 milligrams? Nothing over 20, none of that. Would it help if we had, alcohol stores that would like that type of vape shop? I mean, there's no middle ground with this situation. It's just like, hey, this is it. We're going to kill you, this industry. We're going to take it away. And that's it. No negotiation whatsoever. If you're so concerned about the kids, we'll come up with a solution together. What's going to work to keep it out of the market? And the biggest problem is a lot of these politicians don't realize something we talk about a lot on this show is the black market. A lot of these kids aren't getting these products from a convenience store or a vape shop. They're getting it from Billy, who's walking around refilling cartridges, So, I mean, it just baffles me when I see new legislation going through and, you hear that there's no sit down and it's in the middle of the night and nobody, the community, the people in that community, and I don't know how that works on the federal level. I don't think you can show up and, boycott something that they're trying to pass. It's not like it is with your city council and, your state government, but it still just seems to me that we just don't get a seat at all.
Yeah. I don't know why they
vote for Billy.
Well, I mean,
Pedro.
Vote for Pedro. No, I mean, it is kind of ludicrous, but that just sort of like kind of lets you know a little bit about what politicians think about you as constituents in many cases, especially if you are in some way the minority vote, right? The minority group that's fighting for something, even if we have some numbers, in the millions, whatever, we love to throw that figure out there. But then they look at the totality of it all and they go, well, 300 million, 13 million, they're a pretty small group. We can pretty much kind of squash them pretty easily. But I think it's, with the hemp industry, I think, it's been more than proven that there are some beneficial effects from those products. If I was going to make any argument about the hemp industry, the THC industry at all, just to create somewhat of a parallel, and this is not to take away from the fact that different applications work better for other people. Some people may not want to smoke it. Some people may not want to particularly vape an oil. They don't like the taste. They don't like the smell. So you put it in gummies and you put it in baked goods and you put it in things that are more palatable to a person to consume it. If I was going to make any one particular argument, I would say that's where you kind of have the gray area in the THC market, in that if you're going to use the argument that e-liquid is kid friendly and they're kid friendly flavors and the labels are kid friendly, do you think for a hot second that a cookie or a Rice Krispie treat or a fancy pack of little gummy bears that have 50 milligrams of THC in them, a kid, I guarantee you a kid's gonna be like, I'm grabbing the gummies because I can take those to school and the teacher will think I just have gummies from the CVS down the street. Or they would be more attracted to something that they love every day, like grabbing a cookie out of the cookie jar. So look, I'm not against THC being in those products because I think that they serve a purpose for people who need a different palatable way of consuming it or getting it into their system. And it's the same thing as smoking or vaping it.
Right.
But it becomes one of those generalized arguments. Like if you're going to say that about vaping, then you kind of got to say that about the THC market,
right?
Like disposables, they work for people. They get people off of smoking because it gives them a relative experience. It's easy to use, 60, 70 years old, whatever.
You think about it this way, and this is the way I look at it, is you've got vitamins, right? And you've got people that cannot take vitamins. I mean, elderly especially, and those are the people that are getting benefits from it if they're going to do it, right? They're not doing it, for any other thing.
Too, the levels are so low that you're not getting high from a lot of the CBD products that have THC in them. That's, I think, is the misunderstanding when it comes to these politicians, is they see THC, they automatically assume. Go ahead, Tim.
I'm waggling my finger at Curtis Clemens. Curtis
in trouble again.
Clemens. Hold on one second.
What'd you do, Curtis? He's calling you out, Curtis.
He's calling you. No. I mean, look, Tim makes a great point. I mean, sure, we're adults. We should be able to have these things that Tim is talking about. I get it. We are adults. If we want, if having a gummy helps you do it, I get it. But I also kind of understand their side of it. It's hard for a police officer, a teacher, student council, or whatever, vice principal. It's hard for him to determine whether that's a good gummy or actually they're both good gummies, but a good gummy or a bad gummy. Well, I get what Tim is saying, and I make, is there another form factor that they could use? I don't know. I mean, but if like Tim's saying, and Michelle and I gone through it with my dad, I got to the point where my dad actually could not. And look, my dad had to take 14 pills every morning and 10 every night. It was hard getting it. If I could have gotten all those pills in a couple gummies and been done with it, I would have been great, but he got to the point where two of those pills were, I call them horse pills. And they were fucking big. And I'm like, dude, I'd have a hard time swallowing this fucking pill, but I get it. I mean, but it just, Michelle brings up vitamins, I mean, unregulated market. I mean, they're just good. They don't have to, they can put whatever the fuck they want on a label. Exactly. No one's bothering them.
Or in the pill, because they don't really regulate them the way that we're regulated, know.
But honestly, do we need 1,000 milligram tablet of vitamin C? Fuck no, we don't. Our body can't even utilize 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. But yet there are bottles with 1,000 milligram vitamin C tablets. I'm like, why?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that there's an argument to be made for, what people could look at and say, we're willing to allow it to get to that level comfortably without it being that big of an issue. Now, if you want to keep the gummies on the market and the other items, I don't think that there's a reason to remove those from the market as well. But I think where they might have some validity of argument, whether they get it on the black market or not, John, a kid gets a 200 milligram big old fat gummy and he drops that thing at 9 a.m. on his way to class, he's gonna be messed up. But where I think we find where the difference is in the humans in general, because I don't think vaping can compare. Like, yeah, people chain vape and might get a little loopy or get vape sick or whatever. But I've known people in my lifetime too that have a tolerance built up to THC and flower. Like for them, it's just like they just don't have the same reaction to it that a person who has a much lower tolerance.
Right.
So, maybe we don't need the super duper extra strongness, but I think 25 and 50s could stay out on the market. And I think the average person, even someone who's younger, if they got their hands on it, they're not going to be in that, they're not going to be in that bad a shape.
Yeah. Well, they could, I don't understand. Maybe I don't understand how I'm sorry, Michelle. I don't understand how that whole system works with the dispensaries. So I don't understand these products that they're talking about. These aren't products. Are these products or are they not products you can get on a store shelf?
Well,
a regular convenience store shelf. You're not getting these there, right?
No.
No.
Right.
So you have to go to this dispensary to get them. So as an adult, you're doing the right thing.
Not the deltas, dude.
Yeah, it just depends on what you're wanting to get from the corner store, and what corner store it is. Because
from what I understand, like the CBD that in the very beginning that was being sold at the convenience store was very low grade crap. It wasn't very little CBD in it, and it was just kind of
there was no psychoactive element to it. It was an extract that had components in it that helped people with joint pain and anxiety and stress and allowed them to relax a little bit better. Oh, there's the puppy dog. Don't get Beagle started, man. They'll bay at the world if they're like, they'll start going. There's a little one on TikTok that's adorable. I think the name is Cupcake or something like that. It's a little miniature one. It's like a run. Anyway, but what I'm saying is that I forgot what I was saying. Somebody remind me what I was saying.
Well, yeah, I think Clemens. Yeah, I think Curtis. Yeah, I think you're right. I did remember seeing some gas stations selling CBD and Delta 8, and I think that's in certain areas.
But when I first heard about CBD, you had celebrities and stuff like slapping their name all over it and trying to sell their version of it in order for people, and their websites were popping up everywhere. And you could easily see and read that this was not a full-blown THC product. It was a hemp product that had an extract that was formulated so that it would help you with these conditions. And then things started entering the market, like the Delta items. That's when the THC variations started getting into the mix.
From personally, I think if it's going to have THC in it and it's going to be a gummy or something like that, it should be like in the form of a little leaf or something that's not kid friendly, not something like a gummy bear that
worms,
that kids grow up with eating, and I see their point, but on the other hand, there's ways around it for the adults. If you
they didn't even give them that option though, Michelle. That's that was just shut the door. They
didn't hear us.
Yeah, they didn't sit down. They didn't sit down with them and say, "Okay, look, this is our problem." Number one, yes, everyone eats fucking cookies. I get that, and not everybody does eat gummies. Some people don't like gummies, but let's make a gummy that doesn't look like Hasbro's dummy or whatever that company is called, or let's make our gummies, make your gummies look like this, and then we'll let you get by, but maybe regulate the amount that's going to each gummy too as well. I see that seems to be one of the problems as well, is not being able to actually know exactly how much is going into each one of those things. But I mean, there wasn't even that discussion. It was just, you know what? Boom, done. You're out.
Yep.
You had your freedom. It was like us. We had our wild, wild west. And then, everybody's making e-liquid at home. Everyone's selling it on Facebook. Everyone's selling it on Instagram. Everything's going great. And then it's just, here's, 2020 and the door's shut,
Yeah. Well, I mean, just this past weekend, we went to this thing right here in Beaufort on Sunday. It was, they called it their Christmas artisans market or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was a bunch of small businesses selling lots of different things, and one of the booths was THC infused drinks and things of that nature, and they even said on the thing like free samples, like you could go walk up and get a free sample of lots of it's going to affect people like that are trying to become innovative. But then you open up the door to some questioning there, like THC infused sodas and things like that, like gotta, it'd be a little bit hard to disguise it. Get a good koozie, kids. But like, do you want kids, throwing that shit in their backpack? I'm just saying. I think where the politicians have become the issue is that I just don't think they want to be bothered with the nuance of regulation, because I don't think they have any clue about how diverse either of these markets are. From the THC and hemp products market and the vaping market. If you sat down with them and you put it all out, it probably caused their head to spin around and they wouldn't know north from south at that point. And so I think they just go, it's easier for me to turn an ignorant blind eye to the fact that the black market is going to win here. But in order to look good in the eyes of the constituents who are the majority, who are on the opposing side, they don't want this product out there because they are offended by it, or they're worried about their kids getting it or whatever. I'm just going to shut it down and say, take it away. And then that way I look good in the majority's eyes, and I don't have to listen to people in my ear going, well, there's 3, 6, 8, 12 milligram versions, and then you have Nick salts, and they don't want to care. They don't want to hear that.
They just want to make sure they get reelected in 2 years. That's basically what it comes down to. But even James, the black market sometimes makes me wonder if these politicians have some sort of idea in their head that they're kind of helping other people in the black market make money, and they don't have to pay taxes, and they don't have to regulate. They don't have to have any sort of government agency behind them saying, oh, that's too much or that's too little. That's too much. Let's just flood the black market. There's more money to be made in the black market than there is, out here. It's scary to think that's how some politicians are working, because one of their donors is like, hey, this is going to help me out if there is a black market, and for me too. I mean, I hate it. I hate saying it, but I mean, I think Michelle's right. Maybe the gummies weren't a good idea, to make them look exactly like the gummies that the kids are buying.
I think they shouldn't look the same, personally.
I mean, shouldn't even.
No, I really don't think that kids are going to get them regardless. But at least this way, you can say, "Oh, that kid's got the wrong type of gummies. He's not supposed to have that." And know right off the bat.
Don't they have gummies in vitamin C?
Yeah,
they
have them in colon pills. I mean, they have them in all kinds of stuff. I mean, so
get the kids get a hand of that. Yeah,
I don't see kids going around saying, "Oh, there's a flavor. Let me grab the colon pills."
This is a laxative gummy. I hand the kid about 5 or 6 of those and send him to school, man, so he can shit his pants there.
But an old person who grabs those, why they're going to grab the gummies. It's not because it's not. They all have fake teeth, so but they want the flavor. So I'm surprised the American Dental Association didn't jump in. Those gummies with THC are bad for your teeth. They're going to make you impudent.
4 out of 5 dentists in America say, don't use these gummies. I don't know. it's nuts sometimes just to think that, but it does upset me when we don't get a chance to sit down and try to come to some common ground that it's going to work for both sides. You know,
Right.
you got to take into, you know, we're not as far as the vaping industry, we're not a million vapors anymore. We're not 500,000 vapors anymore. We're millions in the United States, millions
20
worldwide.
22 to 24.
Yeah, I mean, and Tim brings up a perfect thing. You know, it's like, yeah, you have 30. I'm just going to throw out a number: 45 million vapors out there, and you have 2 million that are underage. I mean, you got to take those numbers into consideration. If this product is helping 40 million other people and 2 million children or young adults or whatever you want to call them, I don't know anymore if 25 is too young now. I guess I don't know. But, you know, if it's only affecting 2 million of those kids, figure out how to stop that and not take away the ability for 40 million other people that are using this product every day to quit smoking,
healthy. Yeah.
to stay healthy. You know, and it doesn't make any sense to me. You would see those numbers. If I were a politician and I saw those numbers, and I'm just saying I have common sense. I think these guys have common sense too. You got to look at those numbers and not just as a life-saving product, but also in tax revenue and what it's generating for each one of these communities, cities and counties and states and federal wise, and say, okay, it's helping 40 million people. There's 2 million young adults using it. Let's figure out how to keep the 40 million getting their product and try to figure out ways to keep it out of the other people's hands. And you don't get that. It just blows my mind away that their solution to everything in our industry is just shut it down. So now you have 40 million people trying to figure out whether or not, do I go back to smoking? Do I go? I guess I'm going to have to go buy. They're going to need something, you know, they're going to need something, you know, and you now they're going after patches. Now they're saying, you know, here you can't have flavored nicotine patches here. So it's just like, you know, what the hell? You're going to take and just leave what the pharmaceutical companies are offering? Because we know the patch doesn't work. We know the gum doesn't work. We know hypnosis doesn't work. All these other things that we have to go and pay a lot of money for. You know, it's not cheap to go see a psychiatrist to quit smoking. The patches don't work. So you're going to end up buying tons of them. I've seen people with 4 or 5 of them on. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man.
Your skin, you know, literally. Yeah.
And they're smoking. They got 4 or 5 of them on their arm and they're still smoking a damn cigarette. And I'm like, yeah, that patch really works. Hey, we're at the 1 hour, guys. We're done. We're done. Yeah, we're done. Timmy, we're done.
Yeah, Curtis, I haven't seen a flavored patch either. But we could maybe you and I can come up with some idea before they shut down the complete unregulated market.
How would you taste flavor from your skin?
Hey, it would definitely throw the FDA for a loop. Be like, hey, wait a minute. We already have something.
Found a loophole.
Yeah. Why?
Damn vapors.
Yeah, we need to ban Nick patches because they came up with these mango Nick patches.
Yeah. I could see someone putting them on and go, that's good. That's good. That tastes just like mango. I see what Tim and John like about mango now.
No.
Oh, man. We're out of here, people. We will be back next Wednesday at the same time, same channel, same place.
We should have a guest.
We should have a guest. Yes, we should have a guest. We can't say who it is, but we will have a guest. Oh, look, Peggy just jumped in there. Say hi to Peggy, Timmy. Do it the right way.
Yes. Well, wait. I came up with a name for her last time. Now I've forgotten the name. I can't because I was like, we can't just say insert any other company name because he's already got a company name. Oh, Mad Cats. That's what it was. I was like Peggy at Mad Cats Vape Cats in the house. Good to see you, Peggy. Welcome to the show. Good to see you for like what, a minute and a half. So I know next time you'll come back. You'll come in a little earlier.
Yeah, we're out of here, but we're gonna go out with the rest of the Christmas song for Michelle to put a smile on Michelle. Everybody out there right now, you can see the words. They're on the screen. I know some of you guys are on your cell phone. We're just sing along and feel the joy and the love. It's all for Michelle to put a smile. Ready? Here we go.
Bring us some piggy pudding. Bring us some piggy pudding.
Bring us some piggy pudding.
Bring it right here. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year.
We must go until we get some. We must go until we get some. We must go until we get some. So bring it right here. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year. We'll see everybody next week. Peace.
Love you. Have a good night.